இன்றைய தமிழ் லக்கி குரு சேனலில் மிக முக்கியமான ஒரு சந்திப்பு தொழில் முனைவோர்களில்
and I think every head in South India shampooed by velvet the past 20-25 years. That's a very big thing, and he is doing on the side of.
Please watch Tamil Lucky Group. Okay. All right. Vanakkam. Please watch Tamil Lucky Group.
Touching the world. Global reach. Imagine you could connect to that world with a single interface. Bringing together the future of innovation.
Please watch Tamil Lucky Guru.
Please watch Tamil Lucky Guru.
Please watch Tamil Lucky Guru. Hello. Please watch Tamil
His
Lucky.
experience is as good as our AVVs, and as rightly our Vadava has said, the path they traveled with 15,000 is different, but their success and their experience is same. Maybe he will be writing his own book on his economics and the achievements. Sir, mic is yours.
Dr. Ranganathan, Dr. A. author of the book, Sri Balasubram, Sri Balasubramanian, இங்கே வந்திருக்கும் தொழில் முனைவரும் லேடிஸ் அண்ட் ஜென்டில்மேன் அனைவருக்கும் முதற்கணக்கான தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். Today it's a pleasure to be here. Coimbatore is always a special one to me because a city built from scratch by the very attitude of the people. And that's what it reminds. Many cities are there like Madurai, Trichy and all, but Coimbatore stands tall. That's what Dr. A.V. also says in his book, the Coimbatore model. I think that's very important. Why Coimbatore is built, that needs to be studied and needs many small upcoming cities to emulate Coimbatore. It is a city of innovation, and the way the people are, I think it's very different culture, personality. That stands tall. Chennai has its own culture, but Coimbatore is very different personality. And very warm people. Lot more we can talk. But giving back, Coimbatore stands tall. And Manidhanayam Rubarbavi man Coimbatore, Namatali. So very happy that in the book of non-production, very happy to see this, one of the finest books I have read. Dr. Ranganathan, this has to be a book in the schools, colleges. I feel it's also important that all the industry captains and all the people generally they need to read and understand the perspectives, how various things are linked. I think it gives a very good perspective. Always we have been doing business, how things are linked, why jobs are not created the way in which it's supposed to be created. It's a very important thing, very nice to see that. Very happy to see the humble beginning of Dr. A.V., how he has been very inspiring to see discontinued education, working in the canteen, and so on, all the things, the way he has struggled to come through. Very inspiring, sir. Thank you for listening. So you chose to ink your thoughts. It's very nice of you. One of the very important things that's also Dr. Ranganathan touched is not to incentivize for the investment, quantum of investment, giving subsidy by the state and central governments, but to give the number of employment generated. Also, Dr. A.V. goes on to say how important to create industries in the rural area, not every time in the city. Because rural folks are not ready to travel all the way, not everybody. Still there is migration, but still it is important to go and put the industry there. And that will create a revolution in that area. So like that, if industrialists are more and more encouraged, new industries are encouraged to put in villages, I think that will also be one more advantage is all the infrastructure facility also will build around that, the roads and other things. That will take several villages around. And we have seen, I think even Coimbatore when it was when it's small, the outskirts of Coimbatore, even all these things were small and some industry started and it has become all are linked now, it has become a large city. Another one more thing is accreditation, the education, I think is also, we are all talking about employment generation. So we need to create a lot of employment. And when we go and recruit people, a lot of people are not employed. That's the thing. And very often I hear from industrialists telling that most of them, the employability is only 20%. You go and interview 10 people, only 2 people are fit for the job. Who is to blame? We can telling the policy makers, now the new industrial education, new education policy has come, new curriculum is going to get rolled out. We need to see how that's going to address the kind of the need of the industry. There is definitely much better improvement as I have gone through that. But still, I don't know it will completely meet the requirements. My viewpoint, the job givers, maybe majority maybe industries, and some portion government also creates jobs. They should be creating the curriculum and not the academicians is my viewpoint. Academicians should construct it based on the need of the industry. And that, I think if that changes, it's a big time. Government should not take full control of that and putting all the academicians. Industries are also invited. Definitely they are invited in part of that. But I think there is a lot of compulsion. But if it is purely led by employment creation, I think this problem of not readily getting employed, not ready fit for employment will get solved is my viewpoint. Also, I feel there is a responsibility as industrialists we have to demonstrate. In my experience, I have seen people who are not fit for employment, technically. And I am telling to my own team members, also my colleagues, please do not judge them on the skills. Evaluate their attitudes, not on the skill sets. So you start asking some subjects just because they don't know. Just don't label them that they are not fit for employment. Just see their attitudes and give them the skills. 3 months, 4 months down the line, they are completely ready. And they excel. We have been recruiting very employment ready students and also people who are not ready. Both combinations will continue to recruit. But I can tell you one thing, the people who are not employment ready at the time of interview, first time appearance, their stability and longevity with the company is far, far higher than people who are ready. Those who are ready come to the job, work for 3 years, 5 years, 4 years, then leave to another one. Because they are readily employable, they communicate very well, easy to find a job, they learn quickly. Whereas the other one, it is like better when you look at time of particular. But they will be stable, they are as equal and intelligent like anybody, is my viewpoint. So the key point is the efforts. I feel that it's a CSR, it should be a CSR budget. Government should say that government is spending billions and crores of money on skill development. And that's another pity. But why not CSR in general? Why can't this also be very important in skill development? Making unemployable employable. And very important. There are apprentice scheme and so on. There are quite a lot of other things are there. But making that, giving down to rural folks, all this is, if it is counted, quite a lot of people I think will come forward with my viewpoint. Another thing in terms of job creation, we have been doing a small experiment. I was in CAA way back in 2000, and now in Thai also we have done. It's a thing, according to me, it's a very successful model, and there's a need of the hour. And if this is done, definitely millions of job is possible across the country. Could be not 3 or 5 million, 10 million, maybe 100 million plus. That's the kind of quantum I'm talking. I talk about what we have been doing, what we have done. There's a group of 10 entrepreneurs come together, we assemble them. There's a structure and process, meet in an atmosphere of confidentiality, they exchange ideas, views, and also education. In Thai, what we are doing is, when we do that, when we see that a lot of small entrepreneurs, they are completely ignorant of many things, right from quite a lot of things. They don't have formal education, but they have ambition, they have the right attitude. But all they require is encouragement, telling them, unlike somebody studying MBA, they are very well versed with various things. How a supply chain works, how marketing works, how sales works, all these things. But these entrepreneurs, the small time entrepreneurs, the MSMEs, are not well versed. They only learn through experience. Hearsay. Somebody says they see somebody and then learn. It's not full, completely end-to-end, they learn it thoroughly. Few of them, but not many. But if there is a proper thing, they come together and keep on learning. It is fun, it's enjoyment, and if you educate them, I think that makes a big difference. So what we have done is, we have created that today we have 370 members enrolled. Right now we are looking at the rate of about 10 people per week getting enrolled. I see that my vision is Tamil Nadu alone, I was just telling, 10,000 boards, which is 1 lakh people getting enrolled, entrepreneurs. And we have seen them first year when they before joining, what is the kind of employment they have at the time of joining, what is their turnover. 12 months later, what is that? How it has grown. Compared to somebody who has not grown in a similar industry, in a similar city or town. Placebo. It's easily 2 to 3x. And we have seen that very clearly making a difference. I believe there's another model that industry can do it. So we can create such kind of things. This kind of a formal, informally learning, but in a structured way, will go a long, long way is my viewpoint. We call that in Thai, we call it personal growth. In CIA in 2010 when we launched it, it's called bouncing growth. Now we have recently kickstarted another name under CIA, it's Lighthouse. So it is like somebody who doesn't know how to where to go, where to reach the shore. Lighthouse, how it helps to give the direction for the MSMEs and also even establish this thing. I can tell you, in one of the boards I am in, the lowest turnover is somebody at 100 crore and another person is at 25,000 crore. We learn together. Not a kind of business. It's such a wide variation, but respect for each other. All the kind of things. It is very, very different. And that, I think, our viewpoint is that it reforms not just an individual, but also the family. It touches the family as well. Because it is actually creation of a culture. Like, if you look at a country like Japan, how they have been, when they have been destroyed by atomic bombs, and how they created a culture of hard work and all these kind of things. The attitude of those Japanese that made a big difference. Coimbatore is definitely a key example. There is no destruction in Coimbatore, but the very attitude that made it very industrialized city, very strong and a very differentiated personality. I think that's very important. It's important that we look at that. How do we change the core of the person in the family and the spouse of the family? Then the whole thing is taken care of. If you are like that. So we believe that that is another model we can definitely explore. But having said that, I don't want to take the sheen of this book is very, very important in terms of black money. I think it's a very, very interesting perspective. How it destroys the job creation. I think it is amazing. I never thought from that angle. I thought that black money is creating a parallel economy. It's good for the economy, somebody is doing like that. But Dr. ADV very clearly argued how it is destroying the kind of this thing, job creation. I think that's very interesting and eye-opening for me. Another thing to watch for in this, when we create a job, is the fourth industrial revolution that's happening. The artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, all these things. One end we have been trying to build skills and encourage employment. Another end is machine is silently killing the job. I was at Silicon Valley before Corona. Surprised to see that I met a lot of startups. They made a presentation. A lot of brilliant minds are working to just destroy a lot of jobs across the world. Their job is that, how to automate various things. If 100 people are doing, how it can be done with one machine or two people or one or two people, how it can be reduced substantially. They are selecting industries and targeting, they are successful. That's why it's called Silicon Valley Startup Hub. I learned that was a very, very powerful thing that as to how these people are creating the job creation. They also showed me a kind of website that is a UK-based website, which is called Will Robots Take My Job.com. So that site, if you go and see, it talks about which job, how much is automated as of now. Every month, my job is to go and see what is the automation, which company is in, because if you don't run with that, I think we will become irrelevant tomorrow. We need to create, we need to upskill our people. This is a constant challenge and struggle. And that's going to be another challenge. As we create more millions of jobs, the creation is there. What do we do with the current people we have who are being skilled, and that job is destroyed, reskilling them with the new reskilling it calls for a very higher order understanding of AI, ML and so on. And that's not easy. There's also another argument. I was arguing with a lot of other industry members. Some of them very strongly believe, yes, of course, there will be a lot of jobs will be destroyed, but it will be equally created. So I'm yet to see. Actually, I'm not seeing that happening. Equal creation is not happening, but the job destroyed is happening. About a year and a half back, I met Indra Novi, and we had a conversation. She was telling, that was before, maybe 2.5 years back, before Corona. She was telling that Pepsi, she was at the time of retirement. 2.5 lakh employees worldwide, they are employing. She was telling she is getting sleepless nights because how am I going to ensure the jobs are protected, because I am seeing machines are actively destroying jobs. If I don't reform, I'll become uncompetitive. That's a very rare reality of the day. A lot of companies are facing this big dilemma. What do we do with the current people? They have to grow much faster. The 10-15% growth is not sufficient. The job destroy is happening much at a much faster rate. As I was talking about the website, the robots take my job.com. For example, you go and type accountant. You can type any job, tailor also you can do. So accountant says 97% of the job is automated. Machine has taken over already elsewhere in the world. Your job is doomed. That's what it says. So each job is a very, very important thing that we need to understand. One end we are creating, another end we need to do. In manufacturing, luckily, this kind of pace of automation has always been happening. And that's where Dr. A.B. argues manufacturing has the biggest potential. I believe the white collar, the service sectors and all will definitely continue to be under threat. But the manufacturing, automation will happen, but may continue to thrive, is my viewpoint. But the robots are also a threat. As we see, I don't know in Coimbatore, I definitely Coimbatore would have already been pioneering robots. In Chennai there is a unit, there is a startup, they have done a robot at a 7.5 lakh rupees. It replaces 4 people, pick and place, 4 people it replaces. My people came and told me, can we buy this robot? Would like to try 4 or 5? I said, wait, let many people too, let's see what is happening. Look at competition, what they are doing. But the reality is, it is going to, we have already seen a lot of videos, robots are serving in the restaurant. Chennai has a restaurant like that. So the shortage of things, all these things will slowly, I think it will start taking over. That is also one more threat we are facing. I think we need to seriously evaluate how we are going to survive the onslaught of the machines. Nothing to do with us. I think elsewhere in the world, many brains are working hard to destroy many jobs. But all having said that, I think we Indians have a very, very big plus point, which I have seen. Go to Europe, go to America, 5:30, just leave the job as it is and move on. Sunday they can't, Saturday, Sunday they can't be reached. They will not touch your phone. Even your boss or president of the company, you call it, no answer. You can't disturb them in their private times. Their commitment is they say, I work only for this hour, what is possible within this hour, I do. Whereas we demonstrate a very different attitude and commitment. I'm responsible for this job. I will ensure that it is done for the day or for the week and go home. Anything is required, I will come, I will do this job, even weekend, not an issue. That's the biggest thing. That is what I think we have to encourage this kind of attitude, because this creation should not be only within India, we need to take it beyond India is my viewpoint. The capability of manufacturing. We can serve the nation, the world. How China grows as a superpower. Government comes back and facilitates large infrastructure. A lot of things that's required for the industries to flourish. I think we can become a real superpower. A lot of countries are angry with China. We all knew that, but it's important that this is taken care of and manufacturing industry can really thrive, is my viewpoint. Therefore, really this argument of putting this time, government giving incentives to put industries in the villages will go a long way, is my viewpoint. So China factor, the advantage swing to India, a lot of small countries like Vietnam, Philippines, Indonesia, they are gaining much more than, because they are small countries, they are able to quickly change the laws, they are able to do many things, and they are gaining much more in terms of investments coming there. And I think we need to also look at creating a lot of employment given that. One last point I would like to say and close. One of the reasons Coimbatore flourished is also the innovation, the thinking, continuous improvement model. I think that's a very, very important thing. And instead of just being a copycat, can we allot a budget across India on R&D, investing in R&D will go a long way. Because that's how Atmanirbhar is to happen, or not imported economy. If you strictly look at it, we are driven more internal demand is there, but import dependent economy. A lot of materials are still to be imported than our exports. Therefore, anything that happens in the world, the Ukraine, Russia war, any kind of events that's happening, India is also affected. Earlier it was not the case much, but now more and more. So we are no more insulated. We are actually wired globally. So the need of the hour is investment in R&D. I think this would go a long way in terms of that. This also has the power to create. Therefore, we need to look at the world map. The world is my playground, and every industry, even whether it's MSME or large industry. If we start looking at that, producing that kind of a quality, I think we can definitely create not just few millions, but even almost 60-70% of the population can be employment creators. So that's what is happening in some of the countries. Highest population to ratio, they import workers for doing the job, but the nation is full of entrepreneurs. And I think we should dream of one day like that. Because if we only make the world as a market, it's possible. Once again, I applaud Dr. A.V. for having done a wonderful job, sir. I wish this book goes in the right hand of the hands of policymakers, both at the central government as well as the state government. They read it and look at the kind of the merit in various things, arguments, understands it. Make correction. I would not say a radical, but small correction happens, sir, will go a long way is my viewpoint. Thank you very much for bringing this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Experience also. Now, we request every Ranganathan, author of the book, to share his experience in writing this book and his thoughts.
Tamil, 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 Tamil lucky guru. Tamil, 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 Tamil lucky guru.
தாயே முதல் தமிழே தரணியின் முதல் மொழியே தாயே முதல் தமிழே தரணியின் முதல் மொழியே ஆதி தமிழன் நடந்த தடங்களை ஜோதி தமிழில் அடையாளம் கண்டு உயிர்மை வழி எண்ணம் எழுத்து மொழி ஆசானை கேட்கும் சொதிவெளி வழி உங்கள் உலகுக்கு ஒரு தந்த தமிழ் எங்கள் தாய்க்கு கரு தந்த தமிழ் தங்கள் வாழ்வுக்கு திரு தந்த தமிழ் உலகில் உள்ள அத்தனை பேரை மகிழ்விக்க வரும் தமிழ் எங்கள் தமிழ் மொழி எங்கள் தமிழ் வழி எங்கள் தமிழ் வழி
Tamil, 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 Tamil lucky guru. Tamil, 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 Tamil lucky guru. Tamil, 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 Tamil lucky guru.